What's up guys, Brett Medlek here. I know this is a weird place. I'm not usually in my kitchen and the audio is probably not that great because my mic is not hooked up. As you can probably see, I just got a new camera, so I'm still in the middle of trying to set it up and stuff, trying to get the best lighting downstairs in my set. But none of that is important because today I want to talk about the PlayStation 5 and what I think we can expect from this console. So I'm just going to jump right in. I think you're going to be able to play PS4 games on the PS5. It seems like if Sony didn't do that, there would be a huge backlash, similar to how there was with the PS3 and the PS4, but I think this time it'd be a lot worse because digital gaming has come so far and all of those purchases, if they're stuck on that console, a lot of people are going to be angry. And that's not the main reason why I think Sony is going to do this though, because Xbox, Phil Spencer from Xbox has already mentioned how he really wants all of the purchases and all of the games from the current Xbox, the base Xbox One, he wants all of those games to work forever with all the future Xboxes that ever happen. And that's a really big thing to say, and I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but I think it's at least going to happen with the next Xbox. I think the next Xbox, the Xbox Infinite, let's say. I think all of the base Xbox games are going to work on the Infinite. Xbox has been really focused on offering backwards compatibility, and it seems like they're going to be doing that for the foreseeable future, which I think is great because there's no point in like rebuying games all the time. I think just simply having them on the next console would be a huge plus, and I really wish Nintendo would do that because how many times have I bought the original Super Mario Brothers? An ungodly amount. Now, aside from the backwards compatibility stuff, I think the PS5 is going to launch March 2020. So March next year is when I think it's going to happen. And I know that's really weird because typically big consoles launch in November, where it's right before the holiday season, where everyone can go and buy and pick up one for their friends and family, kids, all that stuff. I think Sony's going to take the Nintendo route with the PS5, where they kind of had two big blowouts in the year because of the launch in March and then the holiday season where they're like pushing a bunch of awesome games and bundles and Black Friday, all that stuff. You kind of get two Christmases in 1 year when you do that. And I think Sony sees the success that the Switch had when it launched in March and they had a huge holiday push. I think they're going to do the same thing with the PS5. And I think The Last of Us Part 2 will launch in March 2020 as well. Just like Nintendo launching with Breath of the Wild for the Switch, that did a huge service for the Switch. It seems like everyone had that game in the beginning. I believe it had like an 80% attach rate. So like anyone who owned a Switch for like the first year owned Breath of the Wild, which is pretty crazy. Now with The Last of Us Part 2, I think it's going to be a similar situation. The Last of Us 1 was a huge deal, and I think the second game is going to be an even bigger deal on the PlayStation 5. And honestly guys, I'm totally cool with that. I would definitely love picking up a PS5 and then going home and playing The Last of Us Part 2. That would just be so awesome. Now anyway, I think there are also going to be some PS4 games that are going to get enhanced on the PlayStation 5, and I think Sony's probably going to end up charging like $10 for an upgrade. There was like a similar situation when you bought like Assassin's Creed Black Flag digitally on PS3. If you bought the PS4 version, it would only cost you $10 if you had already bought that version. I think they're going to do something similar with the PS5. Now let's just say they enhance Uncharted 4 on the PlayStation 5, but you already own it on PS4. I think they're going to end up having it so you have to basically pay for it again, but at a way discounted price. So instead of them relaunching the game completely like a remaster, like we got a ton this gen, I think next gen is going to be simply you just pay $5-10 and you get an enhanced version, basically the PC version on the PS5, which honestly I wouldn't mind that. I don't really mind paying if it's like a little bit to get an enhanced version. I think that'd be really cool, especially if there's a whole nother trophy list, but I won't get started on that. Now let's talk about the controller. Now the PS4 controller has a touchpad, which like no developers ever took advantage of. Like only like PS4 launch games actually utilized it, and honestly it's been kind of an eyesore ever since because we just know that it doesn't really do anything. Now with the PS5, I'm wondering, is it a lot to manufacture controllers with a touchpad? Because if it's not, they're probably just going to stick with it just so all those PS4 games can work, no problem. But if they do get rid of it, then that means they're probably going to have to go back and patch games that used it so that you can use like the main buttons on the controller. I don't know if they're going to add like another button or two on like in the middle of the controller. That seems like the smart thing to do, but honestly I'm not sure. With the touchpad, if it comes to PS5, I just really hope they add a way to utilize it, like maybe swipe through the main menu or something. There's literally no use for it on PS4. But yeah, that's all I really got to talk about today, guys. I'm going to be doing a ton more videos about my predictions for the PS5, what games we're going to see, and all that stuff. I'm really excited for the future of this channel specifically because we know the PS5 is on the horizon. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments. What do you think we're going to see on the PS5? And when do you think The Last of Us Part 2 is launching? Let's talk about it. I'll see you guys later.